So let's go over the first game, Texans versus Bills. So I actually have the Texans winning this game, 24-20. I think this will be the closest game out of all the games, but I also think this game is crazy because both of these teams are very, I'd say, unproven this year. I feel like especially the Texans could be at their best, they are a Super Bowl contender without a doubt. They are a Super Bowl contender, but they are not always at their best. They have weeks where they just do not show up at all. And the Bills are interesting too because they are not that great offensively, but their defense just holds them down so well. So it's kind of interesting to see, like, kind of more like old school football, like, can this last where you're relying on your defense? So it's a pretty interesting matchup. I think it'll be the closest games. But I do roll with the Texans because of the simple fact that they do have the better quarterback. Now, I believe the Bills have the better coaching, but in these playoff games, it's really the quarterbacks, making the plays. So against so here are some of my reasons for it. Against playoff teams, the Bills went 1-4 this season. Against playoff teams, the Texans went 3-3 this season, with one of those losses being last week, week 17 against the Titans, where they weren't really trying to win because they already had the 4 seed locked up. The Bills do not have a good offense, like I said earlier. They're 23rd in points per game, and they are 24th in yards per game. So they rely heavily on their defense, which, yeah, they do have a great defense, but there are times with Deshaun Watson that he will just make a play that you can't really game plan for. It's off script. I think him and Russell Wilson are the best at making something out of nothing, where they're back in the pocket, they're getting their O line's not holding up. There's pass blockers all over them or pass rushers all over them, and they just kind of somehow escape and go to the left, go to the right. They might run, and then it looks like they're about to take off, and then he just throws a 10, 15-yard bomb to D-Hop or one of his other receivers, and first down. And as a defense, as a coach, like I said, the Bills have better coaching. It's really hard to account for that. Like, how do you game plan that? That's really just Watson making a play. So I always think quarterbacks like that can beat the more typical, like, good defense teams where they rely on their defense and kind of like their run game. I think quarterbacks who get out of the pocket and can make plays on their own are the kind of quarterbacks that will beat teams like that. So I just don't see how they can prepare for Deshaun Watson. The Texans defensively are 18th in opponents' points per game, so they're not the best defense, but it should be noted that they are getting J.J. Watt back, and a lot of their corners have been playing better this year compared to years past. And so I do think they have a competent defense, and considering the Bills don't have the best offense, Josh Allen is good, but he's not elite. He could become elite in a couple years, just not at this point in his career right now. He's not elite yet. So I think with that being said, I got the Texans winning the game. I like the home team with the better quarterback winning the close game in Houston.